courts of women then are the unfolding of a space, an imaginary, a horizon that invites us to think, to feel, to challenge, to connect. It is an attempt to define a new space for women and to infuse this space with a new vision, a new politics. It is the gathering of the voices and the visions of the global South, but locating itself in a discourse of dissent. In itself, it is a dislocating practice, challenging the new world order of globalization, crossing lines, breaking new ground, and listening to the movements on the margins. The courts of women then seek to offer another logic, seek to weave together the objective reality with the subjective testimonies of the women, the personal with the political, the logical with the lyrical, the rational with the intuitive, reason with compassion. What you will listen to today is the pain and the politics and the poetry, urging us to discern new insights, offering us other ways to know, inviting us to seek deeper layers of knowledge towards creating this new imaginary. The courts of women then are public hearings. The court is used in a symbolic way. In the courts, the voices of the survivors are listened to. Women bringing their personal testimonies of violence to the court, transforming private memory, private individual memory, transforming this into public knowledge, giving what seems as personal violence a public face and therefore a political significance. While the courts of women listen to the voices of the survivors, they will also listen to the voices of women who dare to resist, who dare to rebel, who refuse to turn against our dreams. They hear of survival in the dailiness of life. They hear of women in movements resisting violence in its myriad forms, from war to ethnicity to fundamentalism. They hear of women struggling for work, for wages, for the land. They hear of how they survive. And they also hear of the knowledges, of the wisdoms that have been inaudible, the women invisible. They hear challenges to the dominant human rights discourse, whose frames have excluded the knowledges of women. In its expression of a new imaginary, the courts are finding different ways of speaking truth to power, challenging power, recognizing that the concepts and categories enshrined in the ideas and institutions of our time are unable to grasp this violence. Violence that is intensifying, forms that are becoming more brutal. The courts of women then are more than speaking truth to power. It is more than being a critic of power. It is about creating another authority. The courts of women speak also truth to the powerless, seeking the conscience of the world, creating other reference points that the rule of law, other reference points than the rule of law, returning ethics to politics. It invites us to the decolonization not only of our structures, not only of our minds even, but also of our imaginations. Subsumed cultures, subjugated peoples, silenced women, reclaiming in the courts their political voice, and in breaking the silence, refusing the conditions by which power maintains its patriarchal control. It speaks too to another notion of justice. You listen to Madhu, of jurisprudence, which bringing individual justice and reparation will also be transforming for us all. A jurisprudence that is able to contextualize and historicize the crimes, moving away from a justice of revenge, of punishment, a retributive justice, but into a justice that is more restorative. Nelia spoke of this, a justice with healing. Healing not only of individuals, but healing of whole communities.